I want to congratulate you and We the World on the 20th anniversary of 11 days of global unity. Together, you, me, and we can create a better world and have fun doing it.
Welcome to the 11 Days of Global Unity Summit, featuring visionary leaders and activists working for people and the planet, and a world that works for all. 20 years ago, We the World and global partners launched 11 Days of Global Unity, September 11th to September 21st, the UN International Day of Peace. Since then, it has become a worldwide platform with 11 campaigns for change, linking local awareness and action campaigns into an inspiring international movement. To learn more and take action with We the World, please go to we.net. Today, we are excited to talk with Dr. Jane Goodall, DBE. As a UN Messenger of Peace, the founder of the Jane Goodall Institute, Jane Goodall's Roots and Shoots youth organization in 70 countries, and as an advisory board member of We the World, she has been tirelessly traveling around the world for decades, meeting with global leaders, young people, and the public. Welcome to the 11 Days of Global Unity Summit, Dr. Jane Goodall.
Well, thank you, Rick. And, we've known each other a long time now.
Yes, we have known each other a long time. And I and we are looking forward to hearing your message that you've been sharing during your recent travels. First, however, I want to acknowledge a couple of major milestone anniversaries. This is your 90th year on the planet. Yay! And it was 20 years ago when you and your team came to New York City to help launch 11 Days of Global Unity. I remember being inspired seeing young people from Roots and Shoots flying giant peace doves that they built in New York City and simultaneously in over 100 cities around the world. Thank you again so much, and happy birthday, Jane. I hope you keep celebrating even though your birthday was in April.
Well, actually, and it's making a nightmare for me. Every Jane Goodall Institute, and there are 25 of them, they all want me there to celebrate in person. They all want to do gala fundraisers to get money for my project. And, it's exhausting, and I don't like these galas, and it's going to go on till next April. So I never want to be 90 again.
Well, when you become 100, then they're going to ask you again, of course. And it'll
Oh,
be
I'm
even more, right?
not sure.
Wow. So, so yes, this is the 20th anniversary of 11 Days of Global Unity. Thank you for being part of it.
There have been other programs that I've been involved in, right? Since I joined your board as an advisor or whatever it was.
Yes, yes, exactly. And thank you for all these things. We've worked together on so many important programs and campaigns like the We campaign and the We.net platform that brings together people and movements working for the common good. An urgent message from your children, which is the young people's video platform, where we partnered with Roots and Shoots, the annual 11 Days of Global Unity Summit that we are part of right now, with the 11 campaigns for change and the 11 themes. And I look forward to the launch of We Power America, the renewable energy media campaign and movement.
Yeah, so all these things are, they're really, really important. And obviously, I'm just traveling on the road all the time, so I can't get to grips with exactly what uh, everything is. But it's quite clear that We the World, which, as you said, is on WeNet, um, is something that's really making big efforts to create change. And clearly, um, if we need to work together. You and me and we can create a better world. And hopefully, always we can have fun, because if people stop having fun, if they get all serious and they get all gloomy, then it doesn't work. People just get tired and give up and stop helping. So we have to have fun. And you just mentioned the giant peace doves, and they are still flying every peace day. We're getting better at making them. They did have wire heads, and now they have papier-mâché very often, which is much lighter. But they are all over the world. And my vision, Rick, is as the sun goes around the world, you will see the white wings come out all slowly around the world. We're not there yet, but
Ah,
countries is not bad.
70 countries, right?
70
Or
countries.
is
Yeah,
it more than, how many countries is it?
70 countries for Roots and Shoots.
Yes, exactly.
And, we just had a gathering of half of the global coordinators in Windsor Castle. And, normally we have students. This was the seventh. Normally we have 18 to 24. But this time we thought we'd bring together those people who've been working to develop Roots and Shoots, some of them for 30 years. And it was such a successful, invigorating, and totally exhausting conference. Lasted 7 days. But and I think, and I'm sure you agree with me, Rick, that we're going through pretty dark times right now. We're facing climate change, we're facing loss of biodiversity, we're facing pollution of water, air, and land. We have we need to alleviate poverty. We've got to do something about unsustainable lifestyles. We're seeing these terrible wars. I mean, what's going on in Gaza is it just, I sometimes can't sleep. And using weapons by depriving people of food and water. Now they're doing the same in Sudan. And then there's Ukraine, Russia sending young men out to be cannon fodder. And it's horrible. And so, when I'm going around the world, my job, I've been told by something up there that, my job is to give people hope. Because if we lose hope, we give up. And if we give up and do nothing, we're doomed, especially young people. And, people say, oh, Jane, you can't really have hope. But I do think we've got a window of time. But what's important is that we get together and take action. So Roots and Shoots is about doing things, doing projects to help people, and projects to help animals, and projects to help the environment, and thinking about peace, that more important than the color of our skin and our language and our culture and our religion is the fact we're all human beings, all laugh, all cry. Um, we all have compassion. It's just so sad. It seems so easy to pull out hatred, and that's what we've got to stop.
I couldn't agree more. And for me, one of the things that I'm really concerned about is this expansion of this culture of us versus them. It's so destructive. And of course, this is going in the opposite direction of what you and I have been talking about, and the whole purpose of We the World is we, right? Expanding we consciousness of to consider the common good, which is not just people, but it's animals, the ecosystems, and everything.
Yes,
Um,
because even with the animals, okay, there's humans and there's animals, but we have to remember we are animals. And, we find increasingly as science has opened up its once closed doors to accepting that we are part of the animal kingdom, then we find intelligence not just in apes and whales and elephants, but in dogs and pigs and parrots and crows. And now we're finding in rats and octopuses and fish, and even bumblebees can be trained to do little tricks. So, the world's opening up, and we now must embrace not only humans, but animals as well, in my book.
of course, of course. And, there's more and more instances of interspecies communication. So it's one of the things I've been very concerned with. Do you remember Nkisi
Oh,
and
yeah.
Amy Morgana? I used to go up to that her apartment, and the African gray parrot Nkisi would talk across the room.
We've moved to Arizona now because um,
Ah,
she has to live with her mother. But anyway,
I,
she's
I, I can.
see one other African gray. But my latest story, she tried to rescue an iguana from a pet shop and it died. And, it was very sort of religious, spiritual. And so she's crying and the iguana's spread out. And there's a box she's going to bury it in. And she's lit candles and burning sweetgrass and crying. So
Wow,
Casey comes over and has a look. And
wow,
remember, now he's 15 when this happened.
wow,
When he was 3, 4, he had a lot of electronic toys. You would chase little cars across the floor. So he takes a look at this scene and he says, try a new battery.
wow.
That is thinking.
Exactly. And my in Kisi story, I mean, I had many, but one was, I had uh, paper as we were um, interacting, over a course of about an hour, hour and a half. At one point, I was just writing down all the things Nkisi said. And while I was doing that, Nkisi across the room suddenly said to me, "You're so quiet." It was like mind blowing.
No, there's something else which science doesn't accept. But it's happened to me more than once. But this was with Nkisi. It was Mother's Day. Amy had been ill, and I was with Mary Lewis, and because it was Mother's Day, we took flowers and things like that. We get inside that apartment, and Casey says, he's bullying Amy. There's flowers in water, kettle on, flowers in water. And then something else she has to do, light candles. And so gradually she does these and he stops bullying. And then he says, where's Crystal? And I looked at Amy. I said, what did he say? She said, where's the crystal? And I said, well, why would he say that? And she said, do you have a crystal? Because she'd been sick. I was given a big crystal in Arizona, and I thought she needs it more than me. Mary didn't know I had it.
Wow,
Popped it in my bag at the last minute.
amazing, right? It's just it's amazing. And this is just like one non-human animal, and all of them have their gifts and and you know, this is why we we know it's we. That's why sometimes when people hear about my organization, they say, "Oh, we the people," right? And I say, "No, no, it's not just people. It's we the world."
We the world. Yep. We the world. And it's by collaborating, by working together, by like-minded groups joining. And this is why Roots and Shoots is spreading so fast around the world, because if we find another group that's got the same values as we have, we say, well, let's work together. And so they become part of Roots and Shoots. And at the same time, we share our values with them. And it's the world is in such a mess that we've got to work together. We cannot afford to try and each go our separate way. We can't afford it.
Exactly. So I'm curious, when you meet with leaders and the public around the world, do you speak out specifically about some of these problems that we're talking about and that we are aware of? How do you communicate hope given these challenges? And of course, um, if you can talk a little bit about the impact of roots and shoots on young people who themselves are living through these difficult times, because I've been hearing a lot about young people who are just saying, "Oh my God, the politicians are not even thinking about the climate crisis and so many things, and it's discouraging for them."
Yes, well, there's various things that I do, and this is not in any particular order. But one, the media is full of doom and gloom, and we need to know what's going on. But as I travel around the world, I meet so many incredible people, amazing projects, nature coming back to places we've destroyed, animals on the brink of extinction being given another chance. And we need those stories out there because that makes people feel, oh, okay. So I always say to people, I truly believe we've got a window of time. I don't think it's very big, and I think it's still closing. But if we get together and take action, so that's why the young people in Roots and Shoots, once they start working together in a group, and then realize that there are other groups all around the world doing the same sort of projects. They think of their own projects, but they all have to help people and animals and the environment. And so that gives them enthusiasm. And I've met many, many young people who say, well, until I joined Roots and Shoots, I just didn't have any hope at all. They are influencing their parents, their teachers, their grandparents, their friends. I know that because people tell me. And so the Roots and Shoots, in a way, is my main reason for hope. And then the resilience of nature. And this brain of ours, this is what makes us more different from other animals. And yet we've only just begun to use it wisely, most people. We're now beginning to find ways out of the mess we've made. I just hope we haven't left it too late. So my message is, there's also this indomitable spirit where people tackle what seems impossible and they won't give up. So as we all have an indomitable spirit, even if people haven't realized it, if we get together with all our indomitable spirits and really try working every day to make a good difference on the planet, hundreds and millions of little differences make a big difference. So you don't have to give everything up and join a group and go out and stuff. But every day you can treat somebody nicely that otherwise you might walk by. You can report or rescue a dog on the street. You can plant a tree or water a little drooping flower. You can do something. Pick up a piece of litter, something like that. And this, this does once people start doing that, they do get more hopeful. Only I know because they've told me so. So what do I say to the politicians? I never confront them because they're not going to listen. I find stories. I find stories to talk to them about. And if you bother to find out a little bit about the person you're talking to, maybe you both like dogs, maybe you both have a new grandchild or something, and then listen to the person. Maybe they have thought of something that you haven't thought of, and you can start building that into what you say, and then find the right story because you've got to reach the heart. It's no good battering away at this brain because these guys up in power, they're not going to listen. So heart is and stories.
Exactly. Through the heart. The pathway is through the heart. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So I was uh, very excited this year regarding the UN theme for the International Day of Peace, cultivating a culture of peace. And the reason I'm excited is that I think that we have record-breaking participation in Peace Day. Um, and of course, that includes roots and shoots. Uh, but from everybody I'm in touch with, it's off the charts. The interest and the participation in the International Day of Peace. Is that your experience as well?
Um, I actually haven't. I don't know, but I'm sure you're absolutely right. There's definitely a change in the way people are thinking, and more people are, feeling that we're in desperate times. We must take action, and peace is so important. But there are too many people who give up because they don't know what to do. They want to help, but they don't know how to help. And that's where we can try to help them and tell them, you're on this planet with a mission. Find your mission, do something, make whatever difference you can. So, Rick, it's all about we, isn't it? The We campaign, we.net, and the 11 campaigns for change. And that's why I invite you who are watching this to collaborate with We the World at we.net. Together, you, me, and we can create a better world and have fun doing it. And remember, every day you live, you make an impact on the planet. So when every day we live and we all make an impact on the planet, wow, what a difference we will make.
Exactly. Well, it's wonderful speaking with you, Jane, as we celebrate the 20th anniversary of 11 Days of Global Unity. So, you know, this is kind of our symbol for we. It's a W, right? So, and we want to actually go from a me society, which is the M, up
Yes,
to a we society, right? So that we together can create the kind of society that serves the common good, people, animals, and the environment, as we always say, as you always say. Yes, me to we.
me, yeah.
So much love to you always. I want to thank you all, everybody who's watching this, to see all the amazing 11 days summit programs and to collaborate with We the World. Please go to we.net. Please see you all soon. Thank you.
Thank you.